short corners. They're just finding 6-7 different ways to take these rounds. And if you're saying, Clair, being down 9-2, if you drop like the next 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, I'll tell you what, that road back to the top might be one that's too hard to travel.
Yeah, I mean, GMU, you absolutely guaranteed yourself a 9-6 half, maybe even a 10-6 half after the start of this round. Hilton able to find a double there in apartments. 1v1s in both Rye and Tango. Finally, trade gonna come through and that player gonna fall, but one player up for GMU. Driver, the timing, he's gonna fall to Flower Petal with a rifle in hand, and
Look at the health, though.
it's dangerously low, and with SMGs on the other side, it's so easy to just spray somebody down like that. Abyss trying to just make this full run towards B. Petro following closely behind, but Abyss might have to pull out that FAMAS at some point. 30s not spotted out by Petro either. Abyss gonna have to jiggle this one out, but it's 30s to find that kill. These players just too low for comfort.
Yeah, and up the flank comes BMW. A play will have to be made by Petro. Not going to be able to do so. That is going to be a kill over to 30s. Fantastic job by GMU to play a little bit more patient in that game. Kind of let the Saints take some of that site control. They get a couple of trades to at least keep the game even. And then you force them into that op with BMW. Or at least you force them off of the op. You make them play a different part of the map. You get them out of that middle area. And I mean, look at those KDs for GMU. Every single one of these players in that positive KDA range right now. Look at Baby Bear. We talked about BMW and Driver. Now Baby Bear taking up that top fragmental. So all these players are finding different and creative ways to get kills.
Yeah, Molly to come through Banana early, and we haven't seen this yet. Driver getting super aggressive up Banana. 2 smokes to pop bottom mid there. Now Rye kind of split off from Abyss here. He's able to find the 1v1 against Driver without taking too much damage himself either. Now the question is another peek gonna come through, but Rye gonna drop down into that Mexico cross there. Petro waits for the smoke to pop. Gonna move lane with Tango here. Baby Bear, they gotta check this angle.
They've done this before.
There's been a player there every single round. The adaptation is just not coming through from the Saints. However, you're up 2 players now. After that, Molly is able to chunk one down. Flower Petal finds BMW. It's just 30s with a Mag 7. So somehow you've made it onto site with 3 players, but I mean, check that corner, guys.
I was gonna say, yeah, thankfully everything worked out for them this round. They seem to have everything. And 30's got another kill there from pretty much the same spot.
With a Mag 7 too.
Was. Yeah. So that's why I was like, oh, he's about to find another kill. But yeah,
that's an insta alt F4 for me right there.
That's a go next.
If I'm in a pug right now.
Yeah, that's a FF go next, guys. But the Saints, as you said too, though, they find a way to win the round, but it's like troubling in a sense where it's like, that play should have worked for 2 or 3 kills from that same corner. Like that, just the spray pattern didn't necessarily go his way, but to have someone sit, that's the thing. They mix it up, they play these different spots, but then they still go back to the same old tricks they've done 3-4 times. That grenade gonna be almost on the mark, and it just works out every single time. Gonna see a whole, look at that kill feed. 8 bodies gonna be down, and the flash actually gonna be 7 people dead in the span of 2 seconds. However, it's going to leave a 2v1 for St. Clair here, and this B site completely open. Baby Bear probably sitting at A, and he just goes, what just happened to my team? Where'd everyone go?
Yeah, you should be able to get a free 10 seconds maybe on this one, but Baby Bear staying at A. He's going to make this save.
Yeah.
All right, Jobin, so what'd you have for lunch today?
Yeah, we got, 25 seconds to figure it out? Yeah. Let's see what skin is Baby Bear using. Yeah, what skin are the other guys using? You know, we got to just do any good case openings recently or anything
like that? Well, there's a new case that came out, actually. To be fair, I think a lot of CS skins sometimes miss the mark, but this case has got some hitters in it for sure. I mean, definitely an interesting one. A lot of neon colors, a lot of like graffiti looking ones. I like it personally.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, nice little vibrant paint job for some of these weapons.
There's an M4 with like a dinosaur on it too, or something like that. Is it a dinosaur or a lizard or something? It looks cool.
Why I judge a player. I'd see what weapon, what weapon skins they have. The nice skins, yeah. You can tell what kind of a guy.
What music kit do you have? That's me.
Exactly. Yeah. You can see what kind of person they are, but. Saints luckily able to take that round back in their favor. They're going to try to slowly get this economy back in their favor, turn things around, because that 10-4 start, not going to be super ideal. Going to be heading into halftime very, very shortly as well. GMU, are they going to be able to make this onto 11, or are the Saints going to at least have, cut into this lead, at least to a degree where they can, get back in this game?
You got to just attempt for this 10-5 half right now. You got to take everything you can. This is your round where you're going to have the most resources to do it as well. Pretty well. Full buys coming through from everyone. I pretty sure they had full utility out there. Tango sitting at 0, but still gonna have 4 grenades up in his pockets. Meanwhile, you're also seeing like a half full buy, just a full force use everything we got here from GMU, but it's gonna result in 2 MP9s, a weapon that has kind of been the bane of the Saints for like half of this game, but also it's still an SMG. However, Hilton gonna show exactly why you need to fear that MP9. Baby Bear finds the one on Abyss mid, and we've got player advantage for the defensive team now.
Yeah, look at this ace stack. We have Rye right on top of Baby Bear. It looks like Petro going to be good for that first kill. Going to be very low on HP, though. 1 bullet going to be the job to finish him off. He's going to pick up that op as well, though. So the ultimate equalizer at 6 HP is going to be that op. See if he can find any kill with that Flower Petal. Trying to work around on this B site, trying to help clear all this off. The Saints, they're trying to get this bomb over to B and probably try to find this plant. Rye good for the first kill. Spray down going to be good with that MP9. Flower Petal is going to go down 30s, though. 8 HP, Petro 6 HP. We've got AK and Op versus dual MP9.
Yeah, although I'm surprised neither of these players have really tried to push forward for a gun, especially Hilton. Especially Hilton when everyone left this site, but he did not want to leave his area there in pit. That's his home, but he is going to fall when Rye comes and makes that peek. You do get a good chunk of damage, but look at the health totals in this game. There's 38 health for the side of the Saints, 8 for GMU, and an op in hand for Petro.
Yeah, that op up in that window going to be that kind of that safety net, because right now 30s feasibly, if he finds a spray, I was going to say he could end up taking out both of these players, but that op shot is going to be strong and true. The Saints are going to pick up that round. Now moving into this 10-5 first half, GMU, I think they were like, what, 8-1 or 8-0 to start this game, something insane like that. The Saints finally make a run toward the end there, at least to try to keep things competitive here, but still have a lot more work cut out for them. Just, again, they struggled so much in that first half. The second half feels a lot better, looked a lot better, but that first half, they struggled immensely to kind of get anything going, and GMU made tons and tons of good reads.
And now, 10-5, not the craziest comeback to have to make.
Yeah.
Especially when you were looking at 8 rounds straight at one point to be able to even that one up. Now, tied it up, you only need 5, really, after that half, and I mean, we saw GMU come back from worse last game.
Yeah, very true. Already 30s. Nice early kill onto Rye. So GMU trying to get going in this second half the way they started that first half. I mean, the first round, to be fair, we saw like 25 seconds of it. It was a bomb plant and it was everybody pretty much going down. This round, looking a pretty similar style here with these pistols. Both of these teams, one good thing makes it entertaining. They are not afraid to fight, and they are not afraid to fight even when it is definitely not a good idea to fight.
Driver, some headshots just absolutely locked in right now. Whoa. Driver finishes that one off. I thought it was Baby Bear found that one, but Driver gonna be close right to those players now. 11-5. Inferno could just be the map of GMU.
Maybe. I mean, the way they played that first half with all their different setups and their surprises, like, we say it's kind of random, but you don't just randomly think of that mid-round and go, oh, this might be a good idea. These guys have probably tried a lot of that stuff before. They probably found, you know, varying levels of success. Sometimes you're going to get caught out. Some of these teams might be ready for it, but the Saints so far, I mean, if they're not going to make reads and not make adjustments, if it ain't broke for GMU, don't fix it.
Truthfully, I mean, it's been working out for 11 rounds now. Keep it going. I think this is the first time we've seen a UMP in the game as well. Baby Bear gonna have that one in hand. I feel like that's a weapon that's kind of fallen out of favor with a lot of players. It used to be very popular as like a, oh crap, I don't have enough for a rifle, pick up the UMP. But now I feel like there's a lot better options that aren't just crazy all-around guns like the once was. Tango falls early to that Mac 10 rush through apps, and now it's going to be these T's just flooding onto this site. A lot of damage to come through onto BMW from that player Arches, but Abyss with the USP in the corner can't finish off any of those kills is the unfortunate part for him.
Yeah, and BMW, a jack of all trades, spent 90% of the game looking through a sniper crosshair. The second he pulls out that Mac 10, he gets to run and gunning and finds that kill. Abyss. Going to be good for that flick headshot, but that's not going to be enough. 30s, I think, picking up 3 on the round there. Does a phenomenal job to get on that site, find the plant, find those frags on the back side of it. And now St. Clair, backs are going to be against the wall if they don't already feel like they are. I mean, you're going to have a decent buy here. This buy is going to be your chance back into the game, though.
This round is the turning point. If GMU hits 13, I think the game is too far at that point for the Saints
The
to
way
take
that
back.
it's looked, yeah, I think so.
You would be 8 behind at that point, and the problem is, yeah, there's a little bit of an insurance policy, but 3 straight, you can pick 3 up just in between on a random eco round or with, you know, just 1 or 2 picks from an off angle, and that's how you can grab 1 round. 3 rounds, very easy to grab in CS, especially when you have the time to play with. That's the thing. They're gonna have rounds to play with. They're not gonna be too concerned about throwing 1 round if it means they get to have much better eco on the next. Petro, they're in church. He's able to find 1, but Hilton's able to make that trade come through.
Get off
Hilton,
the molly.
12 health.
Wow.
BMW, yeah, also just took a lot from that molly. Flower Petal in the back here, choosing to use that M4 for most of this game. Driver for 2, though, on the site. Flower Petal down to the 1v2. Hilton super low, and Flower Petal full health, full armor.
Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance Flower Petal seeing what they can cook up here. Like you said, this 2v1, both these members stacked up on top of each other. The re-engage, the swing is going to be beautifully timed from Hilton there. Down goes Flower Petal. Now that's going to be 13 on the board for GMU. The Saints, now it's going to be very, very tricky to get back in this one because you nailed it perfectly. Basically, it's just like getting that garbage time. It's like Call of Duty, it's like 2:30. All we need is 8 points for the next 3 hard points. We will trade 8 for 20 all day long. Literally right now, GMU can essentially trade 2 for 1 for these rounds, almost 3 for 1 to a degree, and they'd still end up taking this one. So they got to be feeling confident. And when you look at the buy of this round, 14 pretty much going to be that foregone conclusion. So,
I mean, here's the thing.
Never say never, but
yeah, we joke about me cursing things, but in all reality, we are going to be seeing a map 3 Vertigo here, possibly. I mean, game's not over till that 16 is hit, but still, it's just been absolute domination from GMU here on Inferno, and Saints just, they can't catch up, and they haven't been able to all game. 30s finds that first one onto Petro. When Petro falls with the Deagle, you know it's going to be a tough round. 30s for 2. Driver keeps it going over towards A, and it's going to look like a flood towards this A site.
Wow.
Looks like all is said and done here. Abyss,
Yep.
last one left. Got that Deagle like the rest of his teammates this round, and just going to have to push into 5 players here.
Yeah, unless the Saints find some way to put 5 Deagles together like it's Ultron or some kind of transformer there. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to find some way to get back, like, you know, like a Power Ranger almost of sorts, but unless they find something like that, right now GMU, they seem to have a pretty strong read on this game. They are finding those headshots as well every single one of these rounds. The Saints, now your back is against the wall, and you're getting pushed into the wall ever so slightly. You have to come out, and you have to start taking these rounds. I mean, GMU, they need 2 rounds at this point. The Saints are going to have to pretty much play flawless Counter-Strike here to ride out the rest of this game. Otherwise, like you said, we are going to be going over to that map 3.
Yeah, and I think there's a point where you almost have to start looking towards next. I mean, it's a best of 3 for a reason.
Ooh, that would have been huge.
Inferno, we see who's clearly stronger on Inferno right now. That's going to be GMU, but Flower Petal, that shot not going to hit either. That would have been huge.
It looked good. That's unlucky. Oh, Driver. How close some of these mollies have been. 14 HP. So many of these mollies have come so close. There's that smoke grenade trying to keep that push of Hilton away. GMU, though, he just looks like B gonna be that preference. A gonna be pretty heavily defended by this Saint side. B, if they're able to find a single pick, GMU might be able to open things up, but they know at 14-5, GMU, they're gonna play a lot more measured, a lot more patient, and know, okay, let's just try to close out this game. Let's get over to map 3. Let's try to take care of business on Vertigo.
Yeah, honestly, right now, I mean, 14-5. If you can find this round, maybe you can keep some momentum going, possibly find a few more for yourself, but it's a 9-round comeback you need to even it out right now. It's just sometimes looks like too tall of a task, especially when 30s is clicking heads the way he is. Flower Petal on the site, though, gonna get traded out. Was able to find 1 3v3. Saints not in the worst position they found themselves in.
Yeah, 30's trying to see if he can get this bomb plant down. He's going to start on that plant now. BMW on this op, so dangerous. The kill's going to be good. BMW finds one onto Petro as well. Petal answers with an op kill of his own. Going to try to send these Hail Mary grenades, try to find anything, but that is going to be BMW finding that kill yet again with 30s. That is going to be GMU taking another round. Now we are sitting over onto map match point.
It's been a game. I mean, especially after how close Mirage was.
Yeah.
I think at this point you gotta think it's something about the map, right? You gotta think the Saints just do not have.
The first half of this map told me a lot about how the Saints attack. Yeah.
Yeah, and it really, that's what happens with teams, right? You focus on 2 or 3 maps, right? Inferno just may not be in that pool for the Saints here, but it's definitely in the pool for GMU, as we've seen just how aggressive and how crazy they are at getting in immediately on this map. Tango, though, Driver tries to go for a super quick pop flash on him, but it's actually just going to meet him right around the corner. BMW with a pick himself, though. Abyss has that MP9 in hand. So that's going to be one weapon that's not optimal there for yourself. And Tango finds a spray. Who's going to find it around this pillar? Abyss shuts down BMW. That's the op player down. Abyss is going to fall, but Flower Petal's able to find one for himself. Tango 1v2 to keep them in the game. That's going to be it. Hilton to win out that round 16-5. Absolute domination here from GMU, from Wendy's 4 for 4 there on Inferno. Open and shut. Open and shut. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean the first 7-8 rounds of that game, not that they dictated the game and how it was going to end. They gave us a pretty good idea of what we were going to see. And GMU, like we said, they played honestly like a bunch of psychos for the first 8 rounds. They were jump shotting, they were holding short corners with that Mag 9 or the Mag 7, whatever that gun is. They were doing so much weird stuff, shoving 6-7 grenades right into the Saints spawn, like basically trapping them in like a 2x2 choke. There's so many things to kind of catch the Saints off guard. And like you said, if they hadn't played quite as much Inferno, haven't scrimmed it as much, they got caught with their pants down, and GMU, they took full advantage, and now going into this map 3 to decide things.
Yeah, and the grenades are a big one. I mean, we talk about Inferno being a map with like these small, skinny, and long angles and corridors. You throw a well-placed molly, and you're guaranteeing...
We saw how many times someone gets taken down 80, 90.
Yeah, you're guaranteeing like 40, 50 damage, and then you've got multiple players stacked up in there. The damage numbers just keep going up, but that's going to be map 2 done. 1-1 in the series. We're going to be back with map 3, Vertigo. the round, starting up on Vertigo. It's going to be Hilton taking some damage to start, but this St. Clair team just wants to flood this ramp area. Gonna see 3 players might get caught in a gunfight here. Hilton takes a lot of chip damage, but it's Rye to be the first one to fall in the round. Some tricky angles being played by these CTs and played perfectly in the end. Only 1 kill to go over to the Saints, and it's a clean wipe of that T side there.
I mean, GMU and Cheeky Angles, name a more popular duo, name a better duo there. They have been finding ways to just sit where you would never expect enemies to be. BMW there sits on this nasty head glitch, finds back-to-back kills immediately to start that round. And GMU, we talked about the Saints, you know, being very strong on Vertigo last year. This is pretty much an entirely different roster, so we're not really sure what expectations. We're not sure exactly what maps they've been scrimming. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot different. I think even Inferno last year, the teammate had a little bit more success, but it's only been 1 game, right? It's week 1 of NACE. These players are still trying to figure stuff out. And CSGO, I mean, CSGO was almost going to get canceled in a couple leagues too. CSGO had to fight tooth and nail to get back here, but the Saints fighting tooth and nail to try to take this second round. A lot of damage, though, on their side. GMU sitting with 3 fully healthy.
30's finally going to fall to Rye. It seems like that's the first time I've seen 30's on screen and not find a kill before he falls.
1
BMW,
HP.
literally 1 HP to his name. 2 flashes in his back pocket, though, as Rye, the last player left, able to shut down BMW there, but now you're playing against a full health player with another MP9 as well. You got to play this angle crazy, but the bomb was down on ramp, and they were able to just hold that so well.
Yep.
Baby Bear just strafing back and forth.
Yeah, the one thing really impressive with GMU, I know it's like a big Counter-Strike and Valorant thing, the counter strafing and being able to land the shots so quickly, because sometimes you can see both the players like struggle a bit to maybe land a couple shots, but it's like the timing of knowing like, okay, when am I going to strafe to shoot? When am I going to stop and try to catch this guy off guard? It's like running down like a football field or basketball, basically trying to like cross someone up, trying to break their ankle for like just a moment or two, try to buy yourself that time to find that counter strafe, find that retrigger. Flower Petal, though, going to be the first one to find a kill in this round. Taking out Driver, always going to feel good, too.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like sometimes your movement in this game, in all tac shooters, CSGO, Valorant, whatever you want to talk about, sometimes the movement is more important than the shooting itself. Like, if you can make people miss you, then
you have a lot more time to hit them.
Exactly. As long as you can stay calm and start dodging bullets, make sure you line that shot up right. Saints up 1 player now. Petro, 27 health. They want to push. Of course, look at the rat. They want to push this A angle, but 30's is already on the most rat angle, like you say. 30's finds Flower Petal. 2 more coming up mid. 30's just going to keep peeking them with this MP9. Abyss wants to start fighting, but Baby Bear, from that top rotation there, he's able to find that kill with the A1S. And they're too far gone now. The Saints, only pistols in hand. I mean, you were able to find 1 kill, shut down 1 player with a gun. Petro shuts down Baby Bear. That was a player with an M4 as well. It's a good one to take off the board, but unfortunate. As the push comes through, they fall to the combined power of 2 rifles and an MP9. And GMU good for 3 now.
I think the most impressive thing with 30's is that he has been face-to-face with multiple Saints members multiple times and somehow always walks away with 1 or 2 kills and like 8 damage worth of, like 8 health worth of damage. He walks away pretty much full health every time. And in that round, even though he didn't end up swinging and trying to make that crazy 3 or 4K, he just basically sits and babysits on the Saints team, lets his team come to support him, try to play off that high ground. Then the Saints have a lot more to worry about than just 30's down low. And GMU, that's kind of been the story of this game. And I mean, this map so far, especially, just create these off angles, draw the Saints to a certain direction, try to get that crossfire going, and they have not missed when they've gotten that crossfire going, so they've got to be feeling good so far.
Yeah, you keep this 5v5 for now. Abyss taking some chip damage. 2 players kind of just finessing their way up a ramp there. Do they want to make that push is the question. Rye going to be the first one to fall. A little bit of damage onto Tangoat as well. And now the rotation swiftly coming through from both 30's and Baby Bear over towards B. Just the question is, where does this bomb want to go? This bomb carrier is the big one for the Saints. Abyss falls down towards mid, and 30's finds another one with that MP9. 30's is just the non-rifle player, apparently.
Listen, there's always one. You gotta have the flex player. You gotta have the AR
Or
player.
he is the rifle player.
Yeah, I was gonna say. He's like, oh yeah, I can use the AK-2. I just choose not to. I choose to play rat angles. I choose to use rat weaponry. I mean, hey, when you're finding 2-3 kills out of short corners 90% of the time, I wouldn't buy an AK. Why am I gonna try to take long range duels? Just come right in front of me. I'm gonna take these 2 headshots. You know, swing on the entire team. We're gonna make this work out well. 30s is at half HP this round, but these Saints are looking a lot worse for wear. 1 bullet gonna be all that stands in the way between Flower Petal and falling this round, and GMU taking up another, trying his best to stick around here. Not going to be good enough, though. Driver going to take that one out, and GMU continuing their dominance so far.
Yeah, 30s grabs the most elims that game. I think he grabbed 3 that round, if I'm not mistaken.
So.
And I mean, like you said, 30s, we just saw strong with the rifle in hand, but can definitely make anything work with that MP9, that Mag 7, just about any eco weapon you can throw in this guy's hands. We're going to see the Saints take their first time out of the series right now. GMU...
I think they took 1 in map 1.
I thought it was GMU that used all 3, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I think the Saints maybe used 1 the entire... And it was the first map where things weren't even really like... They were never like losing the map. It was always either tied or they had that slight lead, so it was just more of like a management timeout. This time though, after how we saw Inferno play out and the way we've seen this map start, very good idea to time this note. You say if you get down 6-7-0, parry that with that Inferno game, you know, not going to be feeling in too high of spirits, so you want to try to get ahead of this one, see what they can cook up out of this timeout though. I mean, the only thing is though, the buy is going to limit how much they can really do out of the timeout, but it's at least something to get an idea going.
Driver, he actually saw one there. It's Abyss, and he is going to find him through just that little corner in the smoke. That 1 pixel open, he shuts down Abyss there. Now, the rest of the Saints don't know what to do with this map now. Hilton has been holding that same corner every round, but the Saints have yet to even make it like far enough onto A to realize.
That's what I mean. Like, he can sit there and find the kills, and they're going to say, oh, he's here, but they don't know he's been sitting there the whole time because they haven't even had a chance to clear it, to try to calm it out, to find that info. And same with last map, too. They feel like they're kind of guessing where GMU is the entire time, and GMU, very good at keeping people guessing. That is a recipe for disaster. The swing's going to go, though. Hilton, once again, just sitting perfectly. The patience to wait and find these kills, and now it's all onto Petro. Not a lot of health in that pool to go from. He's going to have I mean, 3v1, this round is probably cooked either way.
Yeah, 23 health, AK in hand. You might be able to take it to that next round, but he is going to fall. Hilton finishes that one off. I think Hilton found, 3 kills that round. A big round for him there. The player, the jumping shooter there from the side of GMU. He's able to find 3 in that round. A very even scoreboard from the side of GMU as well. You see 5 kills, and then 8 on BMW. And BMW has been a standout player all series. Not surprised to see those kills being up there.
Yeah, I'll say that. That's the thing with this team, too. So many players have just made so many incredible plays. It's like, where do you even start to try to pick this team apart? Like, what player do you try to key on? What do you want to try to do to close things off here? We're going to see a nice early 1-for-1 Tango. Good for that exchange on the second half there. See if the Saints can finally try to make some push toward a site and get this plant down, but it always gets cut down before it can really get going. Once again, I think every single round they have been at this man disadvantage, and every single time GMU has capitalized.
I mean, over on Mirage, these players, the trades were coming through very effectively and very efficiently. Like in a snap of a fingers, you were seeing those trades come through. Now, the Saints are just sluggish on these trades. You see Tango try to go for that one on BMW, but BMW was long gone before he even started spraying through that smoke.
Yeah, and I wonder if part of it now, too, is because you've maybe gotten beaten down for, like, this length of time, are they starting to feel a little bit of, like, indecision, maybe indifference? Like, even if the correct play is there to be made, oh, look at that nasty angle, though. The spray not going to be good enough. Petro and Abyss going to be good for a couple of kills there. 30s, though, going to be good for 2 back his own way. Now we have a 1v1. Haven't said this too often today. It's barely come down to a 1v1. 30s, slight HP advantage. Abyss does have that AK, and he does have the advantage of the post plant, but the swing is all day long from 30s. The defuse is going to come through, and GMU, even though it was a close one, they're going to walk away, and they're going to take their 6th there.
I got to apologize to 30s, too. You know, we were calling him out for a lot of these rat angles, as we like to call them, rat weaponry, but I mean, he comes through and he shows that with that M4,
he was still ratting.
Just as strong
I will apologize.
of a play.
He was still ratting on that last map, especially.
Sure. I mean, I can agree with you about the positioning.
Oh,
but
it's smart.
nonetheless, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gotta respect the rat, but
Yeah,
it is what
6-0
it
is
is.
6-0.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, yeah, you don't care how you get the rounds. You don't go back and say, oh, they won this round by hiding in a corner. It's like, no, it just counts as one, just like all the rest of them. And you have to be willing and able to do all those different things, to go take that op, to go sit in those rat corners, play off your teammates. So far, though, the Saints, once again, starting to get chopped down here at the knees before they can really get onto site. Again, that man disadvantage, GMU, such a good job to just cut these Saints down where they stand. Only one member left alive. It's Petro. He's going to be good for 2 there. Now it's all on Hilton and BMW to try to find out Petro here. They have a pretty good idea where he's at right now. And obviously playing on that defensive side, you're going to wait for Petro to make a play here.
1v2 in this round. BMW op in hand. This is concerning for Petro. This is not the player you want to be peeking into, especially when he's going to be the one holding down this A site. Petro is going to have to Ferrari peek this one, but he peeks out the shoulder a little too early, and BMW was long ready for that peek.
Yeah, more of a like a 1985 Chevy, not a Ferrari on that peak. But Petro pretty much in an unwinnable situation there. I mean, maybe if he swings, finds that instant headshot, but peeking the op, especially someone as dynamic on that op as BMW, you're going to be in for such a tough time. BMW already at that 10 frag mark through those 7 rounds, so 1+ kill around there for him. The rest of the team filling out that stat sheet quite nicely too. The Saints, can you finally make some kind of push? Can you get on site? Can you show a little bit of fight? Because right now they haven't really shown that much.
Yeah, 7-0 GMU. At this point, you're on track for a clean sweep of the game. Much less forgetting about the rest of the series. This is a very, very slow play up here, but this is what I'm talking about. Those cement bags over there. Saints have never been this far up ramp to even know that Hilton plays there, and he's just going to hunker down in this corner and wait for players to pass him. Seen this is a player with a lot of trigger discipline. Neither of them even knew Hilton going to be the one to react first. At least the trade comes through. Petro
what a
able
shot.
To find that one, able to find a second. Petro shut down. Rai shuts down the opper of BMW, though. Now it's a 3v2 up down for the side of GMU, and a plant should be able to come through.
Yeah, spray down from Rai. Gonna try to find that kill. The kill is gonna be back the other way, though. Now the bomb has been planted, but Abyss so low on HP, and this GMU pinch slowly starting to materialize here. The kill's gonna be good onto Abyss. 30. He's good for that one. Now 2v1 all into Flower Petal. He's gonna be good for that first one. This HP just about dead even. Actually is gonna be dead even for these players. So which one of these players? 21 HP to decide. Who is going to find the timing and find that angle? The defuse is going to be started. The fake, though, the spray down is good. And the Saints finally find their way onto the board. You got on site, you executed, you finally took a round on the board.
Yeah, he finally made it onto that A site, too. I think we've seen like 4 rounds where they attempted that A ramp and were just shut down by Hilton. That time, Hilton actually gonna find a pick of his own, but the trade did come through, and now they also should know that Hilton plays those sandbags like every round. I mean, they haven't necessarily seen him there in any other rounds, but they've had audio cues from him. They've seen utility come out from the back of there, and now they've literally spotted the player out in the back. Yeah. Like, it's got to be one they have to check from this point on.
And yeah, that's the funny thing. It took till it was 7-1 for them to actually clear a corner that had been played like all 8 rounds, essentially, the entire game. It takes till 7-1 to finally catch wind of it. So maybe now the Saints, it took you a long time, but maybe you've now got 2 or 3 things you can key on. Maybe, you know, you have at least a general idea of where these GMU members are going to be. But GMU, they always like to keep things on surprise, but that is going to be an early kill over to the Saints. That spray down going to be good as well. The Saints having their own fun here. They're going to clean up 3 of these members already. They're going to have full rifles here. Short rack corner for BMW, going to be good for 1. That spray down through the box, though, to take him out. GMU still trying to cling to this round. Another spray. The Saints are going to walk away with their second in a row, though.
30s with an MP9 takes down 2 in the end. That's a big hit to the Saints economy. You see a few players gonna have a hard time buying rifles back up. Abyss gonna be straight up out of cash when it comes to an AK. He is gonna opt for that Galil, but side of GMU gonna save out another round here. Grab Deagles, 5.7s. You've got a frag grenade in the hands of Baby Bear. That one's tossed off. Gonna land onto Tangoat, it looks like. Just a little chunk of damage. Tangoat finds one headshot as Baby Bear tries to make that aggressive swing mid.
Yeah, the Saints doing a great job getting that first blood. Now playing into that eco advantage. This is a round you're going to want to have. Once again, we see those short corners always being taken. Oh, Tango spots him out. Not going to find the kill. Rye, though, there to help him out there for the support. He's going to get that grenade ready. BMW going to go down to Petro. The swing's going to be good. The Saints, now they're finding punches in bunches against this GMU team. All onto Hilton now for, actually a 5v1. Saints should be able to take whatever site they want. Looks like the B site going to be the flavor of this round. They're going to find that plant. That it's all on Hilton's shoulders with just a pistol.
Yeah, GMU at this point pretty well just waiting until they have another buy round here for the team.
Yeah, so far Hilton, as you said, the 1v5 this round pretty much going to be chalked. And yeah, the tough part for GMU, obviously they want to try to force and try to win these rounds, but when you have a pretty decent lead, you don't want to try to force your way back into the game. Let the Saints claw back to a 7-5. You want to, give them a round or two, get that economy to reset, come back swinging. Looks like this is going to be the time. Hilton may be looking for one exit frag here, but Rye's going to take him out. No sense saving the pistol. That is going to be a third consecutive round over to St. Clair.
The momentum has come through now. GMU waiting for that buy round, but nonetheless, the Saints will take every round on the board they can get. What was a 7-round lead, now only down to 4. Much more doable for the team here, but now this is where those buys are going to come through. We still see Galils from the side of the Saints, whereas it's full rifled up for GMU. This is going to be the round to really put the Saints to the test. Now the Saints they've had a few rounds gotten under their belt. They kind of figured out things over these past 10 rounds. Now the question is, are the rifles from GMU just better? 30s is good for 2 there from the corner. Finally gets taken down, 2-4-2, but Petro and Tango the only ones left. 50 health apiece. 100 health total for the team.
Yeah, 30's shooting like Steph this round, and GMU using that one to catapult this lead as much as they can. They have Petro and Tango kind of pinned down here. Not going to have a lot of health in that pool as well. Baby Bear going to be that first one to find the engagement, more than likely. Trying to see if he can swing Hilton. Going to try to get working on the backside potentially. That's going to be a kill to Tango. Baby Bear is actually going to get spotted out. He's going to get taken down now. The HP still not great, but the man advantage going to be gone. That bomb's going to come down as well. The swing is beautiful from Petro. He's going to find 2 on the backside of that plant. And now the Saints are starting to get cooking here. That's going to be 4 in a row. They're going to cut right into this GMU lead. And right after a round when they got GMU to pretty much full buy as well.
Yeah, 4 rounds straight. That last one came down to the last 20 health there for both of those players. GMU now possibly starting to sweat a bit. They've already used a timeout. Now, 4 rounds down. Another save on the horizon for them as well. MP9 in 30's hands, though. We've seen this. Yeah. We've seen this episode too many times.
Yeah, this is a rerun that's been playing for years at this point. Just 30's with an MP9, trying to see what kind of, chaos he can create here. Going to see those cross-map grenades come in, try to get some info early on. And we can see this game has significantly slowed down the last couple rounds from both sides. Now that they kind of got the feeling out process, they're not playing quite as erratically, but that's going to be first blood over to GMU, trying to get this eco round going the right way.
Molly going to go towards the back of that site. Rye is good for the first one, but the trade comes through. Player with the Deagle's able to find that one. Flower Petal, what a great 1-2 there he's able to find. Now, it's only 2 players left. 30's with that MP9. Driver, great headshot to come through. He takes a lot of damage himself, and Flower Petal is able to finish him off. Flower Petal can't make it a 4th in the round, but now down to the 1v1. 30's not the greatest weapon in his hands. Petro switches to that AK, and 30's wins that one out. This is what I'm talking about. The MP9 is this guy's gun.
I guess so. This guy must... know his way around. 7 HP as well. That round was so close. If you're St. Clair, thankfully you got 3 or 4 in a row there. You got back in this game. That one's still going to sting just a little bit, though. You felt like you had that one locked up. We talked about it at the beginning of the round. 30's. Put this guy on the MP9. He will find some way to get some value, whether it's 1 frag, whether it's 3, whether he's playing that distraction, that bait. He finds some way to get that gun at max value. Now we're going to see a full buy pretty much going to be through for both sides. Flower Petal immediately going to be back on that op, trying to make sure the Saints can snowball this round.
Big flash through that window. He's stuck in between 2 mollies here, but he seems to have found that perfect corner where he's not going to take that damage. 1-for-1s on the other sides of the map as Abyss now chunked down to half. Baby Bear waiting for this push to come through. Gonna get pushed out of that corner by Amali. Now, 4 Saints players still pretty well pushed up here, but oh, that's bomb down mid. I didn't even realize.
Oh, yeah.
When Rai died, he had that bomb in hand.
That's definitely going to be something to look at for these Saints as they try to work their way onto this site. The swing is going to come through the kill. Going to be found. Abyss going to get taken out there. Tango going to be taken down pretty low on HP there as well. Here's that op we were talking about. BMW trying to find a kneecap, but Flower Petal going to make a great read. Going to take him out. The op kills the opper, but Baby Bear going to find that one. The Saints going to answer back with 2 of their own though. Now it's going to all be on Hilton. They have a lot of time to play. They have a lot of time to get this bomb, get this plant. I mean, Hilton right now basically playing in another continent.
Pretty well. I mean, on all the way on the other side of this map, Saints should have an easy time making this plant, and then Hilton, he's gonna have to make that rotation, but will he make the save is the question here. It's gonna be a big decision to make for him, but this GMU squad,
I feel like probably not.
They've had the confidence to go for the 1v2s in most of these rounds, but you look at the money on the side of GMU.
And the time too. It would have taken them 22 seconds probably to get to that. Literally bottom right corner to top left corner is where he had to run. So like actually the farthest route possible across this map. Yeah, you maybe get there with 15 seconds, maybe you don't, and then maybe you find a kill, maybe you don't. He's going to end up saving this one away because the economy, as we get to the end of this first half here, we only have a couple more rounds in the half, so any economy advantage you can get, you need to make sure you take it, especially when the Saints have won 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah, the Saints found their stride here on the C-side, and I mean, I joked about them being able to give it back to GMU there on Inferno, but they're doing it here on Vertigo, a map like we talked about. This roster is experienced with at least some of the carries overs on this roster. Talking about Abyss, I guess Coach Maz there as well.
In spirit.
I mean, and the coach is a big one too, though. That coach is going to dictate a lot of your strats and a lot of your executions on these maps. So if it worked out for that last iteration of the roster, you keep that going. Just try to slot these new players in here. Flower Petal falls early to an op shot from BMW.
Yeah, that is going to be a massive pick for GMU. They found so much success when they found that second kill earlier in the game. Then they kind of got away from that. The Saints were finding their own answers. They're going to find their own answers once again. That's going to be 3 for 1 by the end of it. All headshots as well for the Saints. They are ringing them up right now. They have maybe gotten their groove. They got that aim on point. They should be able to take control of this site. That's going to be bombed down once again. And GMU going to be forced into a very, very tricky post plant, especially BMW having to play post plant with the op. And once again, look where they're playing on the map right now.
Yeah, are we going to see another save?
Has to be, right?
Hilton going to be saving out this exact same M4 for 2 rounds straight, but I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah.
You're risking too much at this point. Try to play for, not last round in the half here. I think we've got 2 more left. I'm getting my Valorants and my CSs mixed up. 13, 15, who knows at this point, but these 2 players should be good for these saves. Hilton might actually be able to find an exit. He's not able to find one. He's actually going to fall himself. Does a good chunk of damage to some of these players, but BMW in the corner, not spotted out just yet.
Not worth it. If you miss a shot,
that's true.
That's the only thing. Listen, he's hit a lot of his shots today, but if he misses that shot, there is a 1,000,000% chance that he gets swarmed, and the Saints will literally take a 2 for 1 at that point to get that op down. I mean, the op is worth several guns worth of money, so you're more than happy to get that one off the board. 8-6 half. I mean, can you believe it was once, what was it, 7-0 at one point? The Saints right now.
I think it was 8-0 at one point, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, might have been 8-0 too. 6 in a row. I mean, could be looking at another 8-7 half.
And that's about as close as you can get once they hit that 8 marker. It literally is as close as you can get. First pick, though, gonna come off for GMU. Tango falls early. Now we're back to another situation where the Saints are down a player and kind of have to make a, what's the word, like an executive decision.
Yeah.
Like they gotta say, all right, this is what we're doing, and we gotta stick to that plan. Petro creeping up underneath those stairs. Rai is so close to this peak on Hilton as well, and neither of these players are just getting to that pixel, but that pixel of 30s is going to come out, and Flower Petals finds that one. Flash onto himself
maybe
in
a little
the
bit,
end, but gets him over into a better angle nonetheless. I mean, it covered his cross in the end. Petro gets up close. That spray's not going to be good. Does he know the Baby Bear is there? There's the headshot to come through. 20 damage on Petro, though. Will the bomb plant come down? They have to get onto this plant site, but those mollies are going to stop them for a while.
What a flick. Wow. BMW trying to look at the back line, ends up flicking over onto Petro there. A beautiful job to transition that crosshair. Now we see one of these Saints maybe trying to get going on the flank. Right, gonna be good for one there. Driver going down. Bomb now going to go down as well. BMW sitting at 45 HP, still has that up. It's basically a glass cannon off right now. Hilton gonna have full health, full armor, full everything. Just kidding. Ryan gonna take him out with the quickness, and now all on BMW with this op. It's not gonna be enough. That'll be 7 in a row, I believe, over to this St. Clair side. And I mean, 8-0 to 8-7. If you're St. Clair, you've got to be feeling damn good, but we still have an entire half to play.
Rye's able to finish that one off in the end. You've brought it back to literally as close as you could possibly get it. The Saints now onto that CT side. Gonna have to see what they can cook up. GMU, can you get back to your former glory in this Vertigo game? Like, you had 8 rounds straight, and it looked like the Saints could do nothing, especially coming off of that Mirage game. And now the Saints, 7 rounds straight, giving it right back to them. Gonna have to see what this side change does to these teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious to see. The side change has clearly had a very large impact, especially on Inferno. The Saints that first half were completely duffied pretty much. Early on, though, they're going to find that first blood, so maybe Vertigo CT side for them going to be a little bit more fruitful. I mean, 8-7, though, things still ended up pretty good, all things considered. Going to see a couple shots back and forth here. BMW going to be good for 2. The reswing going to be good. Hilton picks up the kill onto Petro, and all on Rye now. He's going to find 1, but still has 2 more to deal with.
Yeah, Rye in this 1v2. There's that player on his left. Hilton, shots are good onto Rye, and that's going to be pistol round going over to GMU. Going to have a lot of money in the bank for this next one, especially you look at Hilton, you look at BMW, 4K in their hands, and we're already seeing the 8K come through for Driver as well as Hilton. Few SMGs to come through for the rest of these players, but the MAC-10 on that second round, sometimes it's just as solid.
I mean, listen, any of this buy from GMU this next little while, I'm going to consider it a good buy. I'm going to think, okay, this buy should work one way or the other. Wendy's right now, or Wendy's GMU rather. Saints trying to figure something out right now. 30s, seeing what he can get going. They're going to be an early plant, though, for GMU, so they're going to walk right on this site. The Saints basically going to guess wrong. Now they're going to have to find their way. They're going to get this plant. Now it's a 5v4 post plant. Not something we've seen super often either from any of this series.
Yeah, honestly, we haven't seen too many times where these C's have been able to get that plant down with such a player advantage. Wow. BMW in the back here. He's going to keep looking for more, but Flower Petal shuts him down. The full save just not working out for the Saints here. Usually, they've been able to find 1 or 2 with those USPs, but it's only 1 this round. Another dominant one for GMU. Granted, was that save round for the Saints, but 3 up now. Saints able to get this buy through. Abyss stuck on that FAMAS. We do see ops in play now.
Yep, this is a very, very large buy. That's going to have potentially, game-changing impact if that op ends up falling for the Saints and you drop that 11th round. You could find yourself in a very, very sticky situation. However, if you could win this one, start to flip that eco, you could very well be looking at potentially that 10-10 scoreline, similar to what we saw over on map 1. And, once it's at that point, either one of these teams could come back and theoretically win that game. A lot of damage on the Baby Bear, nice and early though. The Saints trying to get that early frag, get that numbers advantage, and then really get to work.
I think half of the utility from this GMU side was just used to knock Abyss out of position there. He's just going to retreat a little bit farther back onto site. Baby Bear dangerously low after the starting of that round, and Abyss has literally just backed up into an easier angle for himself. BMW, though, big shots with that op. Another one to come through. He's getting aggressive here. Rye, close sight. He's able to shut down the opper, but a trade comes through, and now it's 1 player up for GMU. Keep in mind, though, Baby Bear 16 health only to play with.
Yeah, they did get that bomb plant, though, so that HP going to be a little bit offset by the fact he can and being that 3rd man alive, too, he can be the bait. He can be the one to kind of, swing a little bit, try to create that off angle, maybe even give some fake sound cues to try to draw those 2 out and get his teammates some easier kills. Flower Petal does have that op, always a threat, but that is a beautiful read from Hilton. Hilton will fall for that kill, though. Petro Still has 2 people against him to work with. He's got low HP, and he's got no options left. That's going to be a kill to GMU. That is going to be their 11th on the board, and we talked about it too. That is an expensive loss if you're St. Clair.
Yeah, especially after you just had your 2 saves, right? You had your pistol, you had your save, finally get that buy through. You're going to take a loss on that round, straight back to the pistols for them. I think we saw a few deagles come through. After all was said and done there. 5 deagles come through.
At this point, why not?
Yeah,
truthfully.
You're pretty far back, and you do have the loss bonus to come through to be able to kind of boost yourself up so that next round you know you're going to have that buy come through. Tango gets a body shot onto 30s, but takes 93 damage himself. Driver and 30s finish those ones off.
Yeah, 3 Saints left alive, 3 deagles to stand now instead of 5 Abyss going to fall as well. Now GMU, pretty much what we expected this round, going to be essentially a clean sweep. 1 member left alive with Petro. All on him. That's going to be 1 headshot though. He's taken 1 gun out of the hands of GMU, but 1 gun is all he will take. BMW with that op, still as true as ever. GMU now on to 12, and the Saints, you're pretty much going to have 1 to 2 more excellent buys before you really have, before GMU really has a chance to close things out.
Yeah, you're really going to have to make these rounds count, especially now that you're back on
if they lose this round, trouble.
Trouble is correct, Jobin. The one thing I'm looking at is BMW here. Typically, you don't see the op coming in and finding first bloods there on T side, but BMW has just been playing it like it's a rifle and playing positions like it's a rifle too. He's on these quick scopes every time, and I don't think the Saints have been ready for the opper to just get up in their face like that.
And that's what I talked about earlier, creating those weird angles, just doing like kind of unorthodox stuff. Where, you play a short corner with the op, you play these weird long angles. Yeah, playing that T side, trying to find that first blood. Not something you're typically going to see, but they're willing to open up that playbook. They have a couple different layers, a couple different chapters they can turn to. That is going to be a nice early kill. Maybe a little bit of help from the teammate there. Abyss, though, is going to fall. Now, look at Flower Petal in a very good spot to find the spray down. Going to be good for 2. That is a beautiful job to cut down that GMU push. Now, though, can the Saints find any more? Petro's going to find 1. The spray down's going to be all day. 30's going to be good for 1. Now, 3v1, though, and 30's very, very low on HP.
Should be around for the Saints. 12 HP left for 30's. Rise the one to finish it off. You find the round. You don't lose that next buy round, which means you've at least secured yourself maybe 1 more round with rifles in hand here. Meanwhile, side of GMU, the thing is, they are going to be able to get a buy off here. Part of that comes through from just the cheap guns that are on, that are available to them. But another thing is that they don't have so much money in the back pocket because of a lot of the rounds coming down to the last 2 players, right? It hasn't just been flawless. You know, they've been having to rebuy these rifles and rebuying these ops too. BMW has fallen a few times, even with how many kills he's found, but 3 kills to come through swiftly. Driver for 2. BMW finds 1 with that op. Flower Petal op in hand. This has got to be the one to shut this down, the great equalizer, like we like to call it here. The one-shot boomstick. He's going to fall early. Abyss with the MP9 in hand. 19 health, though.
Yeah, this is a rock in a hard place, and he will get taken out as well. GMU going to get back on the board there. And like you said, now they only have 2 members fall. Because, yeah, usually last map on Inferno, there was tons of times there was like 4 left alive to 0. This map, though, we have been seeing a lot more of these close-knit situations, a lot more 2v1, a couple 1v1s, even a couple 3v2s to end things off. So a lot of these players have been getting taken out. It's going to affect that economy in just a little bit. Look at bunch of rifles off. Guess what 30s wants to use?
You know exactly what he's going for. Switching it up on us this time, though.
A shotty,
going for
too.
that MP7. I mean, guess you don't have that MP9 there available to him. Tries to get super close with that one. Rise shuts him down. Takes a lot of damage in the process, but 2-4-1 in the end. Saints up a player. Petro playing pretty far up mid as well on a boost there. Gonna have to see if these players are ready for it. Not mid, sorry. This is at, oh, it is this mid area.
Yeah. Petro might be in a perfect spot there. That's a beautiful angle on top from that boost. Going to be good for 1. Baby Bear, though, going to trade that one out. But if you're the Saints, that's all you were looking for from that spot. You got Baby Bear low on HP. He does have that op, but you got low health bars. You don't have that bomb for once has not been planted. GMU, the one thing, too, on the back of them finding trades, they always found that bomb plant, which just creates that extra dynamic for the Saints. Like, okay, now we can't really just play for trades. Now we have to actually try to approach this site, try to find some way to get on and get our hands dirty. So far, GMU not able to find this plant. The Saints just playing that patience game. And do you think we'll see a save from GMU here? Probably.
That's the
45
question.
seconds is long, but
45 seconds is a long time, but it's also op in hand.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. You want to keep that on your team. The big thing is that the Saints haven't been able to get to a point where they can keep buying and buying up ops. Flower Petal had one last round, but wasn't able to just keep that one going through. You don't want to give up the op to the Saints, I think, is the bigger thing than actually saving it for yourself at this point.
True. Yeah, it's more about not giving it to you instead of me trying to keep it in my back pocket. Baby Bear just going to hold this angle until the end of this round, pretty much. GMU, as we said, content to keep the save. When you get to this part of the game, every single one of those weapons, especially the op, it pretty much doubles in value considering the circumstances. Yeah, you get that thing over to St. Clair, you get Flower Petal with that thing in his hands. You never know how these rounds are going to go. But it'll be a round over to St. Clair, and one of the few rounds we've actually had to see a save this map.
Yeah, that's true, actually. We saw a few come through there when the Saints started finding their rounds on their own attacking side there, but yeah, that's probably the second, third save we've seen in the game, at least. There was also an attempted save that did come through that didn't really work out the best for GMU. Saints find that round now. Abyss keeps this XM in hand as well. Flower Petal now on that op, though. Had the money saved up. Oh. That's going to be a lot of damage to Rise. He runs through that Molly. Another Molly to come through. Not going to tag anyone up just yet. Rye in a close position here. Boxes. First one to go down is Tango. Petro finds the first trade back.
Oh, look at all the damage with the spray. That's going to be a ton of damage over Driver and BMW. Good for those kills. But the Saints, all that damage pays dividends. They get a couple back their own way, but now all onto Flower Petal, all onto this op. We've seen him pull this off before, but he has an op the other way with BMW. He's going to miss that first shot. That might end up being the killer for this round. 29 HP. He's got the pin down with the op right now. Gonna have to try to get that smoke grenade live and out there. The Molly is gonna come through as well. And the flash. Every bit of utility you could ever ask for. He's getting hit with it, and he's gonna get hit with that op shot too. That is going to be round 14 over to GMU.
Almost at match point here, GMU now up 5 rounds, back to a much, much wider gap than we saw after that half. That first half was all said and done.
Nothing to 8-7, and now it's 14-9.
Yeah. GMU, this is what happens. Maybe they're just like a momentum team, right? A streaky team, like we like to say around here. Once you get those wins rolling, you keep them going. Now you see the guns in the hands of the Saints. You see Petro with a deagle. Keep in mind that's an op at this point in the
I was
game
gonna say,
now. But Tango with a P90.
Yeah, Sting, we're starting to see like a lot of the weapons we haven't seen the entire series, and maybe it's, having certain economy in the state, maybe a bit of desperation, trying anything at this point, because right now, when it was 8-7, the Saints felt like they were back in this game. Now at this point, you're kind of grasping for straws. Things are really starting to get out of hand here. That snowball has been rolling down the hill for a good amount of time now. The spray is not going to be good enough. Tango gonna go down. This HP of Rye gonna be too low to do anything with. Petro, last one alive yet again for the Saints team. Pinned in the corner. He's got a bunch of GMU members coming down on him right now. He is going to find that first kill. Driver good for one. He gets taken out though. And now GMU, after winning 7 out of the last 8 rounds, I believe, are going to be sitting on match point.
It comes through for them in the end. Match point here, looking to take the series 2-1. Saints backs truly up against the wall now.
Very even buys too.
You need 6 rounds straight here for the Saints. Seeing that 15 on the screen though, such a big, it's like almost like a mental taxer.
Yeah.
You just know that there's a large hill ahead of you.
That would have
Abyss
been
gonna
big.
fall early on in that round. MP9 in hand, not able to make use of that. A little bit of damage from that Molly, but B seems to be straight up open here.
Early plant though, yeah.
5-man plant too. We, like you said this earlier, we don't see that very often. 3 come through for the Saints in the blink of an eye.
Petro's still on this mobile op right now. That the actual op, though, going to be good. He's going to find that deagle shot, though. All of a sudden, only on Baby Bear, the Saints are actually going to save the game there. Petro gets going on the back line with that deagle. He's going to keep St. Clair alive at least for one more round. GMU, they had that 5-man plan, but then 3 members fall in a hurry, and all of a sudden, they claw their way back into this game, and they at least keep us going one more.
Petro comes through on that one. I mean, we talked about this guy with the deagle in hand before, and can't be understated after that round. Keeping them in the game here by should be good to come through for GMU. It's just 30s there with a deagle, but 30s can use just about any weapon in this game. I think that's what we've learned after like 40 plus rounds here in the series.
So yeah, none of these games have been particularly short, except for that Inferno game. These last two games have been slugfest back and forth, both teams going on runs. The Saints getting the early advantage, at least as far as damage goes. Going to get Baby Bear and BMW tagged down about 60% HP there approximately. The shoulder-to-shoulder peek, though, going to go absolutely in the Saints' favor. They're going to be good for 3 there. All of a sudden, starting to turn things around. Make it 4. That's going to be 1 member left alive. BMW, the only one left standing for this GMU squad, and 3 Saints still left alive to fight through.
I don't know who it was. I want to say it was Abyss that tossed it. Somebody tossed a nade in there, and it was an impactful one. Was able to chunk out probably 60 health from multiple members there. Abyss in the corner with that MP9. He's able to find that shot. BMW shut down. 15 to 11 now. Saints, the momentum has started. Look at Rye. Look at Petro. It'll be tough for them to come out with these full buys. You do see no head armor for a few of these players. That's going to mean a lot, actually, when there's pistols on the other side. Typically, when you don't grab head armor on CT, it's fine because you're going to get one-tapped by an AK regardless. But when it's a save round like this, that head armor could mean the difference between a dink or a death.
Yeah, and especially when it's 15 to 11, you don't want to leave anything to chance. That first spray down, Petro finds a kill onto Driver. Not going to be tagged out actually at all. That spray, the flank is going to be good as well. Now GMU going to get one back in their favor, but BMW going down. All of these members are falling left and right to these Saints. Only 1 left alive. He is going to fall as well. And now it is going to be 15 to 12. GMU, they were kind of forced to save there though. If you want to make a last good push to try to win this game, you had to kind of save there, take a little bit of a back seat, and now you have to put everything you have and throw it against the wall.
These Saints looking to take it to overtime here now. Back to that 5 AK side for GMU. 6 flashes in hand, 7 flashes, 2 smokes, and a decoy. It's all she wrote for utility for this GMU side. Every single time they've been getting these buys through, it's been taxing on their economy because they just want to force this out. They just want this win. They want to finish off this series. But the Saints not ready to give it to them just yet.
Yeah, Petro's still lurking in this mid area, seeing what they can find. Tango though, a beautiful job to swing to find one. Not able to get that spray transfer and find any more, so it's going to end up being a net 1-for-1, all things considered. A little bit of, a little bit of chip damage over there onto Hilton. Nothing to ride home about though. Flower Petal playing very, very dangerously with this op, trying to make something happen, trying to take the initiative and get that early pick and try to get the Saints that number advantage they so desperately crave.
Yeah, still just sitting at dead even. The only thing the Saints can be feeling confident about right now is you've got Flower Petal on and off holding down an area, so you know it's going to at least be some utility forced out to be able to get him off one of these angles. 30s still around this A side. It's actually the bomb is right around this A side with him, even though 2 of these other GMU members were pretty happy to go towards B, but now all 3 stacked up A. The A hit looks like it's going to come through. 30s is ready for this fight. Rye's not able to find that one. It's a headshot through the wall to finish that one off. 30s somehow always makes these gunfights happen for themselves. Ooh, Abyss, a great nade to come through, finishes off BMW, and now 3v3, but the bomb is planted. Make it a 3v2. Flower Petal, good for the kill on Hilton. Petro coming up scaffolding there, trying to find some kind of flank. He is able to find that one. He gets shut down. Baby Bear, the only one left. It's a tag to come through the wall. Time ticking lower, but they've still got time to work with. The deagle shots are good. The defuse comes through. That's 15-13 now. This comeback looking possible.
Yeah, looking probable at this point. The Saints trying to push this one to an overtime as well. Looks like GMU might be able to put together at least some kind of a decent buy. They should be able to get some AKs, a little bit of utility, at least in that back pocket. They're going to try to force this one out. They want to try to win this game at this point. I mean, try to force as much as you can. If you put the Saints on 15-14 and you have to end up saving anyways, it's the same result. You might as well put it all in front of you right here. Try to go take this game. The Saints, they have rallied back. I think it was, what, 15-8 or 15-9, something in that ballpark. They have fought valiantly to get their way back in this game. They're playing much more together as a team, doing a much better job of trading out these one-for-ones. Now it comes down, though, can you keep putting this together long enough to push overtime?
That's the question. You've still been able to bring this op over throughout all these rounds, and you see every time it comes back to a buy round, GMU, slightly worse weaponry, looking worse for wear every time here. BMW scout in hand, not able to even find a tag off of that one. There's the collapse, a flash from Petro. Rye to be the one to find that kill.
Yeah, Flower Petal still on this op, trying to lock down this mid area, catch these unsuspecting GMU members, but gonna have them all pass by. They're all gonna opt for this A side push. 30s lurking underneath there on that bottom side of this bomb site. Petro still lurking backside with this AK as well. Everyone playing so patiently now, knowing that one kill can absolutely mean the difference between winning and losing. Wendy's. Every time I look at the name, I keep thinking GMU. Still pushing up the backside though. Rye gonna hold serve. He's gonna find two actually. That should do exactly what the Saints are looking for. The spray down's gonna be all day. Only one member left standing. All on Baby Bear. Bomb not planted yet as well. So a very tall task, but he picks up that first step and gets that first kill.
Come through for Baby Bear. Make it a third in the round. Abyss gonna be pushing forward. The plant does come through. Is he ready for this swing from Abyss? Abyss finds it. 15-14. GMU, if you want to take this game before overtime, you have to find it this round. Saints, if you want to take this to overtime, you got to keep playing your absolute hearts out like this.
Yeah, they're gonna... Now we're going to see that timeout coming through from the side of GMU. So they realize now we've gotten over onto match point here.
Double ops.
Oh, double ops. What are you pointing at? Yeah, double ops. So maybe I wonder if they're maybe going to switch off or if they're actually going to be feeling themselves like that. But honestly, the run they've been on, I don't necessarily hate it. If you're feeling good and you think you can capitalize and you can push it to OT with a double op, I'm willing to let them try it.
Truthfully. And on that CT side, I don't think it's terrible. You're able to sit there and have an op at least playing on each site. Vertigo, is it the map for it is, I think, the real question here, rather whether the double op is really viable. But now, you see, as full buys as GMU can get here, not going to have full utility on all players, but this time, you're at least seeing AKs all around. You're at least seeing full body and head Kevlar there. Petro be the one op in hand there. Petro seems to be that secondary opper. Should Flower Petal not have one in hand, but did he get any info off that? I'm not sure if he actually saw them or if that was just the X-ray looking a little bit shiny there, but Petro taking a much more reserved approach to holding down this B site.
Yeah, and GMU kind of a more reserved approach this time. Looks like they're going to stack toward that B site, slowly try to get things going here. But the last couple times, I feel like they tried to push something maybe too quickly, had 2 or 3 members immediately get taken out, kind of cripple that numbers advantage. Driver, though, going to get tagged down to pretty much one shot there. BMW going to hook up 30s with that boost there, but he might be boosting into an unsuspecting operator there, or op rather. He's got to be very careful. 30s. Still just locking down this head glitch, but only 55 seconds left, and GMU haven't really made any major moves toward the site taking yet.
Volley gonna come through. Petro can't hold that angle much longer. There's no gap in the smoke anymore. Abyss just starts spraying through it. Driver getting so low from that as well. BMW falls to Flower Petal. Now both these op trained on this B site, and they have to commit. GMU has no more time to rotate. The plant comes down. A little bit of damage on that planter, but it was just through that smoke. They don't know exactly where he's at. Hilton falls. Abyss finds that one onto Driver as well. 2v5. The Saints, they want this overtime and they're hungry for it.
Yeah, Yeah, Baby Bear gonna be good for one. A miss trades him out right away, and the Saints are going to push things to overtime. This game has been swinging on a pendulum. 8-0 GMU. I believe the half finished 8-7. Then I think it was 14-8, and now we sit here at 15-15 for the second time this series. We are heading to overtime. GMU, they have to be feeling like they kind of let one get away from them, but credit to the Saints, they went on a hell of a run to end off this game, and now just this final stretch as we go into overtime.
I mean, how often do you see double overtime in week one of the regular season?
Week one.
Such a tight matchup here tonight. You know, forget about that Inferno game. Wipe that one from the memories there, but if you forget about that one, it's been just neck and neck here. This is gonna be, looks like that A push, this ramp to come through. A great grenade from Rye is gonna finish off Hilton. Get 30s down super low as well. Now, Saints can kind of play back a little bit more. Driver finds that kill on a Tango, however. Driver's gonna fall on the trade, and Abyss can kind of just hold this down with his utility now.
Yeah, this utility has been such a bright spot for the Saints every single time. I was just about to say as well, it feels like they've gotten 7 or 8 different grenade kills this game that were like the 0 they had gotten the first 2 games. The utility seems to be layered so much better together. Look again, Elo getting tagged down solo. All these GMU members, they're getting tagged to half health before they've even peeked behind these boxes.
Yeah, the Saints have just absolutely made this momentum happen. As of these last few rounds, I mean, they haven't even been sweating when it comes to these pushes from GMU. Shut down that offer. BMW, the player that has been so monumental in these aggressive alt plays and finding 1 or 2 every time, shut down to an Abyss 4K there. 2 of the kills in that round as well coming through from frags.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way the last half has gone for these Saints, finding those Molly kills, finding that grenade damage. And I mean, hey, this is the first time all game that St. Clair has actually had the lead. GMU went on that 8-0 go run, and they have not looked back since as far as the lead goes. Driver, though, BMW can end up getting taken out. So is 30s. These Saints, they have gone marching, and they have not stopped. They are going for that W key. They realize they might have GMU's number, at least in the back half of this game. And I like that they're trying to take advantage of that momentum.
Baby Bear is able to find one back. Petro, 34 health. Not too much to his name, but still has an incendiary, still got a flash. Rifle in hand too. As this patient play. There's a minute 15 left in the round. Neither of these players, neither of these teams really have to be the one to make the play just yet. When it comes to GMU, they still can just chill for a little bit. Try to just cut noise, make some of these Saints maybe rotate over back towards B, but you do see one player from GMU coming up mid here. Petro might be the one to find the gunfight with them. It is Driver.
Oh, I was trying to peek around right now. This is a much more patient round, like you said, though. Both these teams, once you get to overtime, you can tell, okay, the fun has stopped. Now it is time to be serious. It's time to try to take advantage of any possible mistakes. We're gonna see that grenade going up from Ryan. Oh, shouldn't peek in a beautiful spot in the backside there. Gonna be good for that first kill. He's got 2 members just trying to tag down, though. He's gonna find that kill as well. I believe trying to stop that plant. Now all on Petro, rather trying to clear that site out. Now all on Petro. He's got the high ground. He's good for 1, he's good for 2. Now he only has Driver left. He's gonna fake that defuse. 1 member left to kill. He's gonna try to find the shots. He's good for the kill. The headshot is true. The bomb, though, I'm not sure he has quite enough time. Looks maybe just sitting on it for a moment or 2 here. But Petro on the molly, the fire, I think.
Yeah, just Petro, 7 health, definitely.
Don't want to on the bomb or not.
Don't want to pull a 1G at the end of that round.
No, better not to risk it. Better not to risk it. But what a big round. Petro, he finally takes a page out of GMU's book, plays on some off-angle high ground. It works out beautifully. 40 frags in this game for Petro so far.
Look at I mean, when you're this far into the game, it's expected that these numbers are going to be high, but the 40 bomb comes through. BMW sitting there at 33 as well, but now you can see this is a point in overtime when GMU starts to have a little bit of a tough time having rifles in hand every round.
Yeah, and they have BMW on that SMG as well, so not going to have that full capacity by they were maybe hoping for. Tango trying to get that early peak once again. You can see the Saints, it's like their attitude has changed drastically this last little while. Once again, a beautiful grenade. 30s tagged down to about 65% there, or 60%. He is going to find the kill on the flower petal, but the utility remains to be so good for these Saints.
Abyss is good for 1. Tango have killed 30. He's flashed by Driver as well. 3v3. Tango takes some damage here on this B site. Flash comes out the opposite way. Smoke's good from the side of GMU. They might want to make this push towards B, but these players are just scattered around the map right now. Baby Bear, what a flank onto Tango. Now they know this B site is clear. Driver not able to pick up 1, but chunks Rye all the way down to 12 health. Biss and Rye, this is going to be the pair to try and make this retake. Baby Bear and Hilton hold this one down. Rye falls. 12 health only. Abyss, good for his 1. Now down to the 1v1 half health.
Yeah, it's all going to be who can get the timing and the positioning, and it's going to be Abyss. He's going to find that kill. He's going to close out this round. 18 on the board for St. Clair. They've won pretty much the last 10 out of 11 rounds, I think. They have completely turned this game around, and they have won that round. That's 18 for them, and they are absolutely feeling, I guarantee they got to be feeling on top of the world right now.
I mean, this was an 8-0 game, Jobin. Like, sometimes I'm forgetting
it was
that at this point. Yeah, 14-8 as well. Double comebacks in both halves. Now, going all the way into overtime, 3 straight rounds in overtime, you find this first one, and Saints, you have found yourself 1-0 in the regular season.
Yeah, the Saints just need one more round, and this was by no means an easy series. We had overtime map 1. That second map, Inferno, not going in their way, but this map 3 has delivered on all fronts. Vertigo seemingly has given us, I think, the best games the last 2 semesters. I would not change that so far as well. Both these teams so damn even. And honestly, it's going to come down to who can find that first kill, or that first or second kill, because then things really seem to open up after that.
That's true, actually. Just getting one spot of the map where you're like, all right, this player who's holding this, now gone. Then you kind of just have a little bit more of the map to be free, not worry about every single corner as you're moving forward, and you're able to just control more rotations as well. Now, minute 10 into this round, a slow start from the Saints here, but they don't want to be the team to give up that first pick, especially double ops on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pushing into double ops. Yeah, have one on each site there, or try to play this middle area, try to lock things down. Hilton gonna go for a lurk here, see if he can help out over on this A site. The Saints kind of hanging around to that middle area. One over on A, one toward B. Gonna see some chip damage go through. Baby Bear gonna get tagged up. A BMW gonna be good for the kill onto Abyss with that off we were talking about. And now for the Saints, as time gets lower and lower and lower, this push is gonna become a little bit trickier. They have to find some way to either create a frag, find an off angle, or try to commit to a site and execute. But right now, GMU looks like they're making a very, very sound read over on B.
Yeah, he got 3 players holding that one to fall. Tango's able to find that trade back onto Driver, but 30s good for his second in the round there. Baby Bear and Hilton dangerously low, but Flower Petal's the only one left. He's able to pick up an op. Maybe try to make it into this next round with that as the time goes down. Just keep that one for the team. I mean, you do look at the money there. It's getting a little bit low for the Saints. They did have a pretty expensive first round.
Yeah, and GMU still going to have that double op for the next round, so going to save themselves a boatload of cash should this one keep extending. And I mean, GMU, you have no more chances. You're going to be sitting on match point until the end of this overtime, potentially. You have to make sure you come away with both of these rounds. They're going to have the firepower to do so. Are they going to be able to find that early entry frag, though? One thing they've struggled immensely with is getting that early utility damage and or finding that first kill. It seemed like they couldn't stop doing it the first half of the game, and they haven't really been able to find anything. BMW, though, finally going to try to change that around for them.
Yeah, quick first pick for GMU here. Double ops. That's the value of them, but Petro says double op what?
Yeah.
Finds a wall bang on them. Tango finds a second kill for the Saints here in the round. Now, Saints, few players over towards this ramp side, but nobody's picked up this bomb just yet. What a flick from BMW. He finds 2. The third player is Rye. Will he make that push? He does not want to risk that one. BMW 3 in the round so far. On track for an ace with this op.
Yeah, at this rate, I would not be peeking him if I'm those Saints, and that's why it's so difficult when you, even though they got the double off the board, as long as one of them still has it, especially if it's BMW Petro, he might be able to have a beautiful lurk here. If he can play the timing and the angle, the spray down, Baby Bear is going to be the one to win out there. Now all onto Rye. Baby Bear a little bit low on health. The other two, though, looking fresh as ever. One shot going to go through Rye. Maybe going to try to at least try to plant this bomb. He's create some kind of push. Bomb is going to go down. The spray down, though, not going to be good. That is going to be GMU keeping this game alive. They're going to push this one to 18-17.
That defuse is going to come through. We could theoretically have double overtime coming through here, Jobin.
Yeah.
However, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is almost an exact round for round, score for score, like rerun of that Mirage map right now, of that Mirage OT. Yeah. The Saints were up 1. They just need this next round. They just need that 4th in the overtime to be able to win out.
Yeah, one more round to decide everything. Not going to go for the off this time. Double off, though, playing on that defensive side for GMU. Still going to be in the fold here. Can the Saints find some way to get on site, make a definitive decision, and decide to actually execute? Lair that utility, because it feels like they haven't been layering the utility quite as well the last couple rounds. They've still been playing extremely well. They've been finding the kills, but the way they were getting on site and kind of bullying GMU seems to have slowed down this last little bit.
Yeah, GMU on the CT side, especially with the double ops, has been a big one. They've just kind of been able to fight back against the Saints with a lot of these early trades. Amali comes through, and Abyss, good for that kill. That's one up. Tango got super low from Hilton there, but you're still a player up. You take those any day of the week. BMW shut down. That's a key player to find. Abyss for 2 this round. Abyss for 3, actually. He did find that first one, shut down from behind by 30s. 4v2 still. Double the numbers for the Saints. Can you find that? Rye finds 1. Damage onto 30s, but the bomb is planted on the other side. Tough. That round goes all the way Saints, and in the end, after a series
of rounds of Counter-Strike,
I think we probably watched about 90 rounds of Counter-Strike in that series. As it all comes to a close, it's 2-1 Saints Academy. They're going to find themselves 1-0 here in the NACE regular season. GMU finding themselves 0-1, but I mean, you can't feel bad about that performance.
And GMU, very good on Inferno from what it seems like as well. So they think I'm guessing would have been their map picker, probably the one they wanted to go to.
Yeah,
I'm
assuming that's their map pick.
The way they played it, you'd have to assume they've got some time on Inferno. But the other two maps, I mean, I think it was 17-15, and then what, like 20-17 or 18-17, whatever it was in the end there. So those games, just about as close as you could have. Those very entertaining as well. We saw jump shots, we saw crazy molly, we saw everything.
We saw some wild stuff.
We saw some very, very interesting stuff. But the Academy team, they're going to pick up that first win in NACE Starleague, kick things off on the right foot. And I mean, what a way to get your season going. What a test to, kind of get your feet off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much of a better way than an absolute banger of a series and winning it out. I mean, like I said, GMU can't feel bad about that. Should Saints have taken that last round loss out, you can't feel bad about that one either way. It's a great start to the season and a great way to just get rounds under your belt in the season against some solid teams as well. But in the end, Saints 1-0 here in the regular season. It's been a long night for us here in the broadcast room. As you know, as you have seen, we are here on the new desk in the new studio here, and all those guys in the back studio there,
a lot of fires today.
They have been running back and forth, putting out fires. I'm sure you've noticed something on the stream, but I mean, learning baby steps here, and it's just been amazing to be able to get all these new facilities to use. The progress is coming together, and I think it's coming out amazing in the end.
Yeah, slowly but surely, day by day, step by step, we will end up having everything fully operational. We are so close now, like 1 or 2 small things, and legitimately everything is finally fully functional. The vision is complete, but we don't want to keep anyone late. It's been late enough already. We've been here for hours and hours trying to fix everything, and then double overtime in Counter-Strike, of course. But with that being said, thank you to all the backstage crew. You just said it. 8 or 10 people today trying to fix everything, put out a bunch of fires. So shout out to all of them. Us two finally getting to use the desk. The Academy team finally picking up that week 1 NACE win. But we won't keep you guys around any longer. Go enjoy your Friday night. Take care of yourself and have a good one.